everyone. So been waiting for this video about 2 years. This video is about Patrick. In this video I'm going to show a couple of clips, a couple of pictures in between how I'm talking. Okay, so Patrick and I met November 7th, 2015. He found me off of Pornhub, I believe. Then from Pornhub, he saw my Snapchat. He started becoming a follower on my Snapchat. And then a few months or weeks or days after that, I don't really remember the timeline, he messaged me. And we decided to hook up that night. And so that's how Patrick and I met, was on like a business transaction type of vibe. It wasn't like, you know, anything else. But then after that, he and I just really we had that kind of vibe that we've been at least friends forever. Like I was really connected to him. Like I feel, this is so corny to say, but God sent me him in the perfect time of my life. In my relationship with Patrick, I felt loved, I felt respected at the very least. Our relationship obviously had its issues. What relationship doesn't, and especially the fact that his and our relationship was during my work in adult entertainment and hosting events. He never treated me like, oh, that's all I was. He believed in my past. Like he knew my past, he accepted my past, he knew my present, and he believed in my future. We had a very good relationship it was really based on honesty, trust, communication. It's called mansplaining, I guess, but I took it as him just like being extra clear on whatever it is. Because I'm a very I react. I don't really take the time to sit and really process my thoughts. And you know, I'm always like, you know, because people lie and people are full of shit, and like I'm always like on guard, because you know, and I'm more emotional, and I'm more, I take things very personally, and he is very cool, calm, collected. His favorite phrase is, I don't have the luxury of a negative thought, something like that. And he was very like, well, for example, like might be having a bad day or something, and he's like, well, the day's over, type of mentality. And how I would like sulk and dwell and keep thinking of different ways I could have handled it, you know, and all of that. He's like, it happened. Like, you know, chill. Like, don't let them like disturb your peace. You know, like, you know what you're doing. And he was very much like that. He's a very very calm guy, you know, like that's one of the reasons why we got along, because like opposites, you know, attract. I was the yin to his yang. We count November 7th, 2015 as our anniversary, because the date that we actually got together, we don't know the day we became official. I know that that December of 2015, my daughter was, you know, still believing in Santa Claus, and we like to go to Glendale Galleria for their holiday experience. One year they had like a Shrek ride, another one with the, you know, they always have photos with Santa, but sometimes they have different like holiday experiences. And so Patrick took the time. He lived in the Valley, near Northridge, California, the college, Northridge. He Seaside, right? I think that's what it's called. I'm sorry, there's a lot of colleges I've traveled to and I've gone to, and I'm like, I think that's its thing. But anyway, he lived not too far from the campus. He formally went to that school. His major was in aerospace mechanics, basically. His goal is to work for NASA, either in Pasadena or even in Texas. Pasadena, California, or Houston, Texas. So very, very educated, very, oh my God, so smart. So anyway, he lived in the Valley. I live in downtown Koreatown area. And he had class, I believe, like in Glendale or something. He had something to do, like a class that day. Anyway, he took his time to go from the Valley to downtown LA for us, to drop us off to Glendale, just so my daughter could see Santa, because I was struggling with getting a ride or something like that. Or I wanted to spend time with him also, kind of, and I wanted him to meet my daughter in a very like platonic, like I first introduced him to my daughter as my friend from school. Like we both were in school at that time. I was at Los Angeles City College at that time. So that's how he met my daughter. He took us to go see Santa. Then my birthday's in February, and my birthday and Valentine's Day is in the same week. So a few weeks before Valentine, my daughter and I, we went to Chuck E. Cheese, and I already had plans with Patrick for afterwards, but whatever he had going on that day finished, and he hit me up. He's like, oh, well, where are you at? I'm like, oh, I'm at Chuck E. Cheese, like we're gonna be here for a while. And he's like, well, I like Chuck E. Cheese, I like games. And I was like, okay. He's like, I'll be there in like 30 minutes. And I'm like, okay. And so I told my daughter, I was like, oh, you remember Patrick? And she was like, yeah, I remember Patrick. I was like, he's coming. She's like, oh, cool. You think he'll play with me? And I was just like, I think so. And she was like, oh, okay, cool. And he comes. Like, we had already ordered food, and we already had the tokens going on. And he came, and he looked at the receipt, and he opened up his wallet, and I was just like, what is he like doing? Like, yeah. And he gave me exactly half, and that meant more than me, than him being like, oh, like next time I'll treat you guys, or pay me the whole amount, you know, like he like just joined in, and he was like, well, I'm going half on this with you. And he and my daughter like was running around, and they were, you know, playing games, and I was like playing sometimes, but mostly eating. And we get back home, and they like already had like inside jokes with each other, and just little things like that. I was like, oh my god, okay, like this is going great. I think she took him into the kitchen and was like, I need to talk to you for a minute. My daughter, she loves her mama, and if she needs to ask you something, she's going to ask you. And she was like so like I don't really know the conversation, so I can't even like really imagine. But what happened was he asked her for her blessing for him to ask me to be his girlfriend, to make it officially official, even though he and I had already been seeing each other since November. It was like after Christmas, but before my birthday, so sometime in January of 2016. By July 2016, he was talking about kids, and I was like, and I then, which was 5 years ago, because we're in 2020 now, 4 years, okay. Then I was like 50-50. I was just like, okay, well, if I got pregnant this year, I mean, I could, you know, like, or next year, okay, cool. Like, I was kind of still like, maybe my personal thing is my own motherhood experience wasn't all that great, and I did all that by myself. Like, I didn't have an actual like baby shower. I didn't have maternity photos. I didn't, you know, have the pleasure of going to the doctors with the baby daddy. I didn't, you know, have those things that everyone else got. You know, I was literally in the hospital giving birth to my daughter literally alone by myself. So I don't want to ever experience that again. And my pregnancy was horrible. So I'm really like, I don't want to go through that again, you know? So, but he brought up the kids, is my point. And I really started to think about it. And he wasn't even like, oh, maybe 1, maybe 2. No, he was like, I want 10 kids. I want to have them back to back. He was like, if need be, like, let's get you through IVF. You know, let's maximize the experience, is what he said. And I was like, seriously, like, he wrote a song about it. Oh my god. Oh my god, I don't know if he still has access to it. I don't know what happened to it. It might be lost somewhere. But he made a song about it. Like, oh my god, there's so this man. 4th of July, he came to we had like a family thing, you know. The kids were in the pool. We had barbecue. Like, it was a cool, you know, day. He fit right in. My friends, you know, all liked him. Like during college, you know, when you have like your friends after college, you guys are all kind of like spread apart. You know, he birthday parties that we had and stuff like that. Like, just very, he fit in very perfectly. You know, he's not that much older or younger than me. Woo! The air quality is still kind of bad, and I've been trying to just stay in, but I don't know. But anyway, furthermore, yeah, there was like no issues with like girls. There was no issue with him like doing anything for me necessarily. Like he really helped me pass my math class, because that shit took like literally, I was doing math like forever. Like I was in the same math class at least 4 different fucking times. Like so stupid. Like seriously, I was not getting that shit, but he like took the time to like teach me. And when I was working a lot, he picked up my daughter, took her to the movies, took her to the Space Center. He very much became her stepdad, and he accepted her and us completely. He and my dad even bonded, and I have a picture of like them shaking hands, and you know, my dad will speak highly of Patrick. Our issues were things that, had he truly wanted us to be together, we would still be together. I love this man, let me tell you. I admire him. He inspires me. I haven't seen or spoken to him in a few months, but like we still have like basic communication sometimes. It's like happy holidays, happy birthday, or if I'm freaking out and I think like he can help me with something, I'm not gonna, you know, not talk to him. He's never told me like don't talk to him or lose my number. Nothing like that happened, you know. He, however, did make me feel a lot of times that I was an inconvenience. He made me feel like what I wanted to do didn't matter. He made me feel like he wanted to do anything and everything with anyone else. And how can I say this? Like he went viral. He made that half court basketball shot and won like five grand at a basketball game. I'll put the link in my description so you guys can check that out. He did that. He won, and it was his money, but I feel like as his girlfriend, and we at that time have been together maybe over a year, he didn't like buy me fucking flowers. He was like he didn't, you know what I mean, like take me out, like nothing, like that money that he won, that he deserved, sure, he spent it 100% on him. Like and it made me feel like he didn't even think of me. Like I'm not saying, oh yeah, you know, like we have to go have, no, like I didn't make the fucking shot. Like, you know, I didn't even go to the game with him. I wasn't even invited to go to the game with him. Like he went to the game by himself, was the lucky shooter, and you know, won the money by himself. But I feel like as his girlfriend, like he could have took me out on a date, you know. Our dating was slim to none, and I was so like patient and like compromising. Like I work in my relationships. I put in the work. I do. Like let me tell you. And I wasn't seeing it back. Like I wanted to go out. I wanted to, you know, have date night. I wanted to, you know, plan a weekend getaway, a trip, you know, something. And he just didn't want to do those things with me. He we Netflix and chilled. Our dates were to Norms, and the reason why it was Norms is because I had to wait until he was done with his homework, and Norms is 24 hours, and the drive is like 30 minutes from my house, so at least we kind of had some time to just be with each other. I really liked that we didn't always have to be doing stuff, you know, to enjoy each other. Like we can just be at his place and just Netflix and chill, you know. We binge watched Breaking Bad. You know, we had like pizza contests, like which pizza place had the best pizza. We like cooked for each other, and you know, and we had that really comfortable relationship where we didn't have to, you know, do things. But I would have liked to do things with him, you know. He got in, his friend had got engaged. He went to the bachelor party. It was in Vegas, and obviously I'm not gonna go to the bachelor party, obviously, but I would have enjoyed going to Vegas. Like, he and I could have, you know, gotten tickets to a show, or you know, did a game at the crap table or something. Like, I mean, I don't know how to play. Like, he could have, you know, like we could have bonded doing that, you know. I didn't even have a passport, but he like went to Mexico and was like taking pictures on the boat and stuff. And I'm like, damn, like I didn't have a passport, so it's like there's no way that I could go anyway at that time. But I mean, I probably could have, because people travel with like their birth certificate. But anyway, like I wasn't tripping, you know. But you know, he comes back from Mexico, he doesn't do something to make it up to me. That was the issue. And he went to like a festival, or he was talking about going to like a music festival or something, and it was never like, oh hey, I got us 2 tickets, oh hey this, oh hey that. It was never, it was like, damn, like if I didn't fucking say, hey, let's hang out, or like if I didn't initiate it, I probably would have went fucking months without fucking seeing him, you know. Not saying like insinuating anything, because he was the manager of a Subway, and he was a full-time student, and not only just a full-time student, not only like just 12 units, but he would have like 14 units, 18 units, going to like 2 different schools in 1 semester. Like, really, you know, he's into marijuana, and he's a rapper, but you know, it's basically like those are like his hobbies, it's things that he really likes to do for fun. Like, you know, it's not like he is on like a music career like path or mentality, but it's something that he likes to, you know, do, make beats and stuff like that. So oftentimes he would, you know, hang out with his friends in like their studio and do that, which is cool. Hang out with your friends, travel, you know, do your thing. But you have a whole girlfriend who you are saying like the kids was his idea. He and I even decided on one of the kids, like we have a girl, her name was going to be Savannah, and I was going to learn how to lock her dreadlocks, you know, because he wanted his kids to have dreadlocks. My family is in LA, and his family is basically San Francisco. So we talked and compromised that we didn't want to live in either LA or San Francisco. We were gonna move to like Santa Barbara. You know, like real, like these were like real like discussions, real plans. I graduated from LACC. A few, like a year or so later, he didn't come to the graduation. I don't remember what happened. No, I think I graduated before I met him, but I continued at LACC because I wanted to. I changed majors or something happened, and I decided to transfer. And I got into Cal State Long Beach, but I wasn't able to go because the summer before fall semester started, my dad had a heart attack. But anyway, so I had already graduated, and I didn't transfer, so I went from education to working. So our schedules and things really flipped. I had more time on my hands, actually, you know, and things like not going out started to become a problem. And that's pretty much what my problem was. I wanted to go out with him. I wanted, you know, to do things with him, and it's not either. I feel like he just didn't want to do those things with me because of what I had said. Like he's saying, like, oh, he can't do this and this, but then turning around and going to Vegas with his homeboys, turn around and going to Mexico, you know. And I started to feel like I was an inconvenience, and I don't want to be an inconvenience. Like, our relationship progressed because he wanted it to progress. We met on a business tip. I was not tripping or wondering or wanting really like about being in a relationship. And then he and I get together, and he starts blending into my family, and I started to get to know his family and his friends, you know, and our relationship was really on a different level. And he transferred to, he got accepted to my God, forgot what freaking school he goes to now. But anyway, he was doing the stuff to transfer universities. Had he got accepted to, for example, UCLA, something that was, you know, a university that's in Los Angeles, like, we would have still been together. I feel he got accepted and to a university that's basically closer to his mom's house, and so he packed up and he left to go to school. And he and I talked and agreed about breaking up, or having like an open relationship, and like how was that gonna work, and what was the boundaries, and etc. Like Patrick is so easy to talk to, and he fully understands me, and he and I did not want to break up. Like, us breaking up was a fucking surprise to me. And the problems that I'm suggesting now only were only problems because he never made it up. He never fixed it. I never, you know, got that weekend getaway. I never, you know, he's very good at giving gifts on, you know, birthdays and holidays. But, you know, being spontaneous, and not gifts, like, gifts isn't my love language. My love language is, like, act of service, like, fully, like, well, gift giving is one, because there's, like, you know, 5 or 7 of them, but anyway, my highest love language is act of service. When people go out of their way for me in any shape, way, or form, I appreciate that. Like, I love that so much. So by him, you know, taking me to take my daughter to go see Santa, that meant way more to me than anything. Him teaching me math, helping me understand it enough to pass that math class that I was having a hard time passing, that meant so much to me. Those, you know, those things are priceless. Like, you can't put, you know, a price on learning that. Like taking your time, you know, when, like, you know, it's just, you know, we were able to be together, and even though I was sometimes, like, so in my own emotions, he was, you know, soft, loving, you know, sometimes he didn't want to hear it, but he was still very, like, there. I never felt like I was talking to the wall. I never felt like he didn't understand me. I didn't ever feel like he was, like, ever, like, angry with me or anything, you know. I never felt like someone else was more important than me. Nothing. But when he left, and I'm starting to cry because I remember how heartbroken I was, because obviously I'm not gonna fucking, you know, give him an ultimatum, like, stay or go. Like, no, you know, I understand his dreams, I understand his goals, and he works so hard. Like, he is so smart, and he works so hard, and he deserves absolutely, you know, the best things in life. And I'm sure he's going to, you know, get everything he ever dreamed up for his personal goals. I had no other choice but to dump him, because he never made those things up to me about, you know, him going to, like, Vegas and Mexico and stuff. Like, he never made that up to me. He felt like he didn't have to, and I was just like, okay, I guess. Like, when he left to school, you know, we did the video chats. We were together 9 months after he left. We did the long distance thing. He came, like, one Christmas break, but then again, he came, like, a day or two later than what he was supposed to. And then when he left, I'm there crying and missing him, because I feel like I missed a part of me. And you know, like, another time when we were together, it was New Year's. Usually, like, for winter break, he'll go see his family, because obviously he didn't live over there. So once again, that's not a problem. And I never met his mom. Like, I've spoken to his dad. I never met his mom. I never met his sister, but like, I know of them. I met a few of his friends. I probably didn't make the great first impression. I never fucking make a great first impression, really. But that's more so because I'm clumsy and I get like anxiety, and I automatically assume people don't like me. So I probably was sleepy. Like, there could have been like a lot of other factors, but usually like I don't. It's rare when I make a good first impression because I'm usually caught up in negative thinking. For like, you know, anxiety meeting new people is nerve-wracking, and I give off the kind of like, I don't want to be here vibe, but that's not the vibe I'm trying to give off. Anyway, like I'm not sure, but like me and one of his friends used to come over a lot. X, like the three of us used to be in the room. I used to be sitting on the bed. X will be sitting on the chair. Patrick was sitting on his chair. Patrick used to always listen to this fucking podcast. This freaking annoying guy whining voice about sports and shit. And then he always had that shit going on, and then he had the computer on with his homework and stuff. And I was usually like on the bed on social media or like playing Village Life. And then X is like talking to him about whatever, and you know, they're smoking also, and X and I you know, talking to each other, and it was a cool vibe. Or his other best friend Iman, I met him a few times. One of the times that I remember was I was in the hospital because I had a horrible reaction to the medication that I was given with when they pulled out my wisdom teeth, and I'm allergic to penicillin, and my fucking face blew up and looked like I had bad Botox. There was like wisdom tooth infection. Half of my face was, oh my god, I look horrible. And anyway, I'm on the phone with Patrick, and I'm like, they're starving me in here, like, please make me some food. And Patrick was like, I don't know where to go get soup or whatever. And then Iman was like, get her some soup. Like, a Chinese restaurant is open. Like, go get her some soup. And like, and I was like, yeah, thank you. And Patrick's over here like trying to like make me starve in the hospital. Like, my face is all blown up, and he's like not trying. And then Patrick was like, whoa, don't be ganging up on me. My baby wants soup. Okay, I'm on my way. And then me and Iman were just like just laughing. I was just like, you see how he was trying to do me? Iman, he's like, I got you. I was like, oh yeah, me, Patrick, and X went to Ellen DeGeneres show. Patrick had picked me up from work. At that time, I had worked at a Del Taco, and Iman, like, as soon as I got off of work, Patrick was there. He helped me like buckle up my sandals. I get to the car, and X, who was sitting, you know, shotgun, he gets out the car, and he's like, let's go to the show. I was like, let's go. And he sat in the back seat, and you know, just we were, you know, it was good. Like, it was good. But yeah, so like with all those good times. Oh, we also like did a lot of videos for my Pornhub. We were one of the like top couples on Snapchat at a brief period in time. You know, we used to make sex tapes together, sex snaps together, you can say, and that's how I had gotten a lot of viewers and followers through one of my Snapchats that's now terminated. You know, and it was really him supporting me. Like, I enjoy recording. I'm the one, when I'm recording, I'm the one who reaches for the phone. I'm the one that says, oh, hold on, do this. Or, hey, do you have another nut in you so we could do this again? Like, I love that. Like, that turns me on. And I think I'm fucking sexy as hell. Like, no cap. Like, I really do. And Patrick is actually very more, hold on. He's very, well, not probably not anymore, but he, like, when I first met him, he was very like conservative, and I was like, I really like, I like to videotape, I like to take pictures, I love it, like I do. And he was like, I got a camera, I know how to video edit, like I would like to do that with you. Like, you know, we set limits and boundaries, and how I earned money, he was very supportive. We also, you know, we had our Snap together. Well, it was basically, it was my Snap. We had fans, you know. We used to wake up to the first time we ever shot something together on Snapchat. We woke up with like $80. People were just like sending like $2, $5, $10. It was different, and we woke up to like $80, and we were like, okay, that's cool. And we, you know, pursued it, and you know, there's a lot of videos of us together on my Pornhub. The Snapchat, you know, obviously has been terminated, but that's how I originally got so many views, and the viewers turned into clients, which turned into more money for me. He and I bonded, you know, spent a lot of time together, you know, editing out the videos, talking, you know, seeing like other ideas. When he, one time he went out of town, and I went into a sex shop, and I got him a sex toy. Like, he was gonna be gone for a while. I knew he's gonna want a blowjob, so I got him like a blowjob toy. You know, I always send like, you know, pictures, and you know, I really kept, like, you know, the sex alive and our relationship alive. And one day we were talking on the phone, and this is why I had to dump him. He was like, when he gets in a better position in life, he's gonna break my heart. And I was just like, oh, well, then we're done, right? Like, there's nothing else I could do. Like, and I felt so like violated. Like, like, I welcomed you into my entire world, and you're over here like, we've had real plans. Like, these were your ideas, and you're gonna fucking tell me that when you get in a better position in life. So what does that mean? When you like make it, when you get that job and you're stable, and you can actually like afford like luxury shit, like you're gonna fucking dump me, even though like I've compromised all this like I could have, what? You know, like I'm over here fucking watching Netflix and chilling with you and fucking going to Norms and shit now because, you know, I'm understanding and I'm compromising and you know, like we were both like either working minimum wage jobs and or, you know, going to school. I got it and understand. So you're fucking telling me that I'm with you during that time, that me sticking with you, you're gonna fuck it, like fuck you, like no, you know? That's how I took it, flat out. And we broke up. I dumped him. I had no other choice, even though I didn't want to. Like we were good. Like we were like we didn't have any huge issues. I just wanted to fucking date my man. Like I wanted to fucking go out and do shit. Like that was it, you know. Amusement, not just like dinner and movies. Like let's go to the amusement park. Let's, you know, run our, you know, errands together. Let's, you know, travel and, you know, do shit. And he's fucking telling me like, oh, when he gets to a space where we can do that, you know, financially, you know, do that, like the top, you know, possible, you know, way, you're gonna fucking break my heart? Oh God, no, you know. So I you know, I loved him, and it's fucking hard. It's fucking hard. Like we were together. We broke up July 2018. You know, like we're gonna have kids. Ideally, we were supposed to be engaged by now. Then I was going to get off of birth control once we got engaged, and then a possibility of pregnancy could happen, you know, anytime after that. He also was very like, oh, I don't believe in marriage. And I'm like, you don't believe in marriage, but you want me to have 10 kids? You're really fucking Looney Tune. You want one fucking kid, like maybe, but no, not even. Like I've done all of that before. Like homeboy, like you know this, like, you know, like so like those type of things were like discussion. But me, I wanted, and what we had talked about. Now, whether or not he was ever going to propose, whether or not he's ever going to get married, whether or not we ever get married, whether or not we ever get back together, I don't fucking know. Shit, I could fucking sit here and say no, hell no, and then tomorrow, who knows? Like, I really don't know, you know. But we broke up because of that. October of 2018 is the last time I saw him face to face. Was my daughter's birthday, and as long as he and I have been together, he's never missed her birthday. He, you know, gets us there. He interacts with the guests. He, you know, brings her gifts. I planned the whole thing because I'm very anal about how things are going to, you know, be, and I'm the one who, like, she's my daughter. Like, I'm the one who pays for the invitations and whatever we're doing. Her godmom helps, my dad helps, and then Patrick pretty much is there with us during the birthday, with, you know, talking to our guests, participating in whatever it is. Like, we did bowling and Sky Zone. Yeah, those are I believe the 2 birthdays that he was a part of. and he came with presents, and talked to the guests, and he was very much involved, and he bowled and he jumped, and Sky Zone, in Sky Zone they have the jumpers, and he was shooting the basketball, and helping the other parents keep an eye on the kids, passing out pizza, cutting the cake, like very much involved. Patrick definitely wouldn't be the kind of dad that just sat down and was just there. Like, no, he's very, involved. The breakup was really, really official in October, because like in July I was like, maybe I didn't understand what he meant, maybe we need to be face to face and fully understand each other and everything. And he didn't mean it the way I took it, of course. He meant it like he didn't see things fully changing as far as our time, because it's like now it's not just school, it's he's going to be working and not really knowing how that fully looks like. And my whole goal and what I want in a relationship is to be with the person and to travel and do things with that person, and he just wasn't sure that with his job he would be able to like ever fulfill that, and he didn't want me to just like sit around and keep waiting, and things in his education was taking longer than expected, because we had did a long distance relationship for like 9 months, and I agreed to do it for 2 years, and he was like looking over his classes and looking over his new schedule, and he realized it wasn't going to be 2 years, it was going to be an additional year, so a total of 3 years, and I didn't sign up for that. And then he was kind of like not even knowing where he stood on having kids, and I was like, but the whole kid was your idea. Like, I don't want no more kids. That's not something I want to go through again. And especially like I'm not even married, and he's like, well, I feel like if I have a kid with anyone, then like I'm with that person. Like, you don't ever have to worry about that. And I'm like, but families break up all the time. Like, I do have to worry about that. Like, he's like, well, exactly. Well, then there's no real. And I was just like, no, I'm not gonna fucking be married but not be married. Like, so after having like a really beautiful, deep conversation, and I got emotional, some tears. It was like, yeah, that was our breakup. Our breakup was very respectful, and that was it. So things, and I think that like now if he was to call me or show up, because he knows where I live, and my dad is not gonna like slam the door in his face or anything like that. But like, if he was like, let's try this again, I've gone through different emotions, because one, why would I want to take you back when you said, like, because I still feel like maybe what he has said about breaking my heart once he gets to his full potential, I don't want that to happen. Like, I don't, but, and also it's like, how can I be with him? Like, when we broke up, he promised like he was still gonna be involved in my daughter's life and still call her, still check on her, and still like be involved. But that has changed dramatically. Like, I don't think they talk to each other at all anymore. And I'm kind of upset with that, because they really bonded. Like, my daughter loves him, and is like, you know, she took a loss. I mean, she understands, you know, sometimes relationships don't work out, and she understands that. But it's like, for me, I'm like, well, you promised that you were gonna, you know, be involved, and, you know. And so it's like, how can I take you back when we broke up, you basically abandoned your daughter too? Like, you know, she's not biologically his, but he played a huge role in her life. Like, she's the only dad figure that she really knew. Like, she has a father and all that, but, you know, at that time, we weren't talking to him. So it gets really, you know, complicated when you are like blending a family. You know, if you guys break up, the kids, you know, of course, take a loss. I don't know if it's more traumatic or traumatizing than when like a married couple goes through a divorce, but I'm pretty sure it's the same like effect of like, damn, like, you know, like I wasn't you know, expecting that. I really thought that once we broke up, he would still be involved in her life, and he just hasn't been. So that's upsetting, and I don't know if I could go. I don't think I could be with a man like that. What else? Like, yeah, our relationship ended because he didn't want to put in the work. Because I would have, if he said, hey, I am going to this university, come with me, I would have figured out a way to come with him. I would have made it work. You know? Had he been like, hey, I graduate, and when I graduate, be at my graduation, and like, let's go out and let's, you know, pick this back up. Like, you know? Or something, I would have been like, anything that he could have said or wanted to make it work, I would have been there. I would have done the work 100%. Because I understand he's working so hard to achieve this goal of his, which is super important to him, and he is super important to me, and so I fully support him. So when he got that acceptance letter, I was crushed because I knew he had to leave. And I didn't want to leave. I didn't want us to leave. I didn't want us to break up. I don't want us to not be together. Like, I would love for us to, you know, work it out. But I just don't see how I can do that and still have be happy and just be okay with myself. Like, he clearly didn't want it to work. You get me? So yeah, when you're in a relationship, it doesn't matter how short or how long, and sometimes things, you know, change, and people's opinions of things change. You know, life happens. Sometimes you get that, you know, acceptance letter to that university that you deserve to go to. Sometimes you get that promotion that you deserve, and it makes you travel or not be home as much or something, and you need to have a partner in your life that can work through it and can adjust and be there by your side and be your love and be your support system. But if you don't put in the work to make the relationship work, it can't be all one-sided. I could have easily dropped everything and went with him. He clearly didn't want me to because he never invited me. But then I would have literally like dropped everything for him. And how would that have been fair for me? You know? Had he wanted us to work out, we would have worked out. So I know that he, even though I dumped him, had he wanted us to stay together, he would have put in that effort. And the fact that he was like, okay, well, that makes sense. You know, we don't need to be together. It's all right. It's fucked up. It hurts. It's fucked up. Especially like everything that he was, you know, planning for us. And I was really, really, really believing in him and really believing in our goals. And I was doing my part. You know, I was being honest with him. I was being there for him and doing what I needed to do to stay safe and to be okay. And I don't think there's anything in the relationship that, and he hasn't said anything because I've asked, like, hey, like, sometimes like we've been broken up since July 2018. We are now in September 2020. So a little bit after our breakup, I went like, I was being careful, but I wasn't being careful enough. And you saw the video maybe that I caught and I had caught gonorrhea. Then after that, I was like dating, and the dates were freaking horrible, or not, you know, I wasn't making the connections that I wanted. So then I'm like, fuck, like, can we try this again? Like, shit. Like, I feel like we broke up and then like I just got tossed into the wolves. Like, wow, like this shit really happened. And like I'm calling him and I'm telling him like, yo, seriously, like I just came back from a date. And he's like, that's nice. And I'm, no, the fuck, it was not nice. Blah blah blah, yada yada yada. And he's like, oh my god. And it's like, well, you don't need nobody. I don't care if I don't need nobody. Like, fuck, like I'm a human being. No one wants to just like be alone. Like, I'm happy, I'm comfortable. Like I could be alone, sure, but like, fuck. You know? Yeah, so that's how we met. That's how our relationship was. That's why we broke up. I hope that he gets everything that he deserves, everything that he's worked hard for, and I'm kind of jealous of whoever is having sex with him right now and whoever is in any type of relationship with him right now, because I can't even say, oh, he's a hoe. No, he's not. Like, he's not. He's a very good guy, and if he is spending any time with you, you are a very special woman. And that's what I can say. And this was a long ass video, but it needed to all be said. And yeah, bye.